Hi everyone. Hello, whole world. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon also. So it's a great day for all of us. Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum, and also Adab to all the attendees here. This is Engineer Shushanto on behalf of all the founders from Bangladesh. I am welcoming all of you to this webinar. And today we have a very specific and special topic that how Onpassive is gonna change the lives of the founders, and that will change the whole world. And also we'll speak on the pay structure as per the speech of Ash in the last webinar. We'll start with a video actually. You know that video will show the potentiality or the potential IT market in Bangladesh. So let's enjoy the video first, then we'll go for the other topic. So before playing the video, I request we have very good friend, dedicated Onpassivians, Mr. Salahuddin. I request him to give your welcome address to welcome all of our participants, guests, and attendees. Over to Mr. Salahuddin.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. I'm Mr. Salahuddin from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome, national, international, all guests, especially Jeffrey Morlock, Dr. Benny, Engineer Sushanta, Akram Hussain, also Mominur, Dr. Derlik, Clark USA. Thank you. Today, join with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Salahuddin. Thank you. On behalf of Bangladeshi founders, I again welcoming all of you to this webinar. Now, I am going to play a video. Some of new guests here, so they should know about the potential IT market for IT market in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is gonna IT hub after India. So let's enjoy the video first.
The outsourcing destination around South Asia is a well-known global destination for prominent tech-savvy human capital. It has long been an IT outsourcing destination around the world, which is specifically evident in the nation of India. But the smaller counterpart, which is Bangladesh, is on the path to become the next technology outsourcing destination in the region. According to the Global Service Index, Bangladesh has emerged as the 21st best country in the world for IT outsourcing. This makes this South Asian country have yet another opportunity to expand its global footprint in the outsourcing world. After all, Bangladesh is already well known for its textile outsourcing industry. Further, however, is that Bangladesh's IT sector is forecasted to be a $5 billion sector by 2025, which rapidly grew from only $300 million in 2006. But can Bangladesh really become an IT global destination? After all, $5 billion is still small compared to its competitors. Before we move on, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more. Bangladesh's IT sector started way back in 1964, when the world's first mainframe computer arrived at Dhaka University, but the emergence of its growth started 3 decades later in 1997, when the government of the nation established a national information policy. Throughout the next few years, several initiatives then followed to ensure that Bangladesh does indeed establish a formidable ICT industry. By 2007, several global institutions around the world have helped Bangladesh make this a reality, from the USAID to the World Bank to JICA and even DANIDA. 2 years prior, however, in 2005, the Bangladesh Information and Communications Technology Business Center actually failed. Come 2008, the Awami League government, or the current sitting political party in Bangladesh, declared that the land will have a so-called digital Bangladesh. This manifesto would establish the nation's digital economy to rapidly rise. It meant that businesses would be integrated into the technology world. Education would be enhanced either by by applying technology or by studying them. But most importantly, the use of advanced technologies such as cloud computing would be used to alleviate poverty. Today, these initiatives have not only found their way to establishing Bangladesh with a growing IT sector, but also enhanced the population's digital life. There are over 117 million internet subscribers as of 2021 in Bangladesh, and 4,500 IT-related registered enterprises, which employ over 1 million people in the nation. And most importantly, its ICT exports are worth more than $1 billion. The value of Bangladesh's ICT sector has grown this big because of the government's decisive initiatives, the transformation of the overall digital economy through the establishment of cheap Wi-Fi, as the nation is, according to the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, the 18th cheapest in the world. Furthermore, its 4G coverage by population is over 95%, which is among the highest, but most importantly is that its 5G implementation is on the way and has already started in 2021. Another growth engine is the construction of high-tech parks. There are around 29 of these tech centers and growing every year. Take for example, one of these is the Bangabandhu High-Tech City, a business park in Ghazipur district. It has more than 5 companies operating within it and has over 13,000 employed workers. These are likewise the causes of Bangladesh's IT sector growth. While there is more to it, we think that these are the biggest developers. But for the future of the IT industry, as it is projected to reach $5 billion by 2025, is still obviously small. Its competitors from India have an industry far larger. Then from the east, ASEAN has a growing formidable human and tech capital. But Bangladesh's economy is growing and catching up, and from what it seems, it has vast experience, maybe more than its competitors when it comes to dealing with international business. After all, it is home to a robust textile outsourcing industry. Moreover, Bangladesh has a healthy human capital. It produces over 500,000 or more university graduates, and these graduates are well known to be very tech-savvy, showing that Bangladesh is equipped with the knowledge to take the digital opportunity. But what's really going to make Bangladesh's competitive advantage is due to its cost. It is, according to data, one of the lowest cost destinations for IT. Lastly, Bangladesh's physical and ICT infrastructure has been developed well over the years. As previously noted, it has a 95% 4G data coverage. But also, more importantly, is the nation's rapid development of power generation. It grew from having its population to have little or less access to power to over 99.5% of its population. So knowing these, do you think Bangladesh can become an IT hub?
I think we enjoyed the video and got some data about Bangladesh, the potential IT market in Bangladesh. Now I'd request Nozul Haq, please add on some additional information which has been left from this video. I'd request Nozul Haq, please.
Thank you, Engineer Sushanto, for your nice presentation. You are doing fantastic job for our Bangladesh community. Thank you, dear. At first, happy birthday to Engineer Mike. You have done excellent job last week. We are really grateful to you, all of our panelists, especially our key speaker, Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, and all of our panelists. Most welcome in our webinar. Really, this video we have seen our digital potentiality of Bangladesh. We know Bangladesh is called Digital Bangladesh. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is founder of this era. You know, Bangladesh have our own data center, which is the 7th largest among the world and the largest in the South Asia. As a Bangladeshi, Bangladesh government is working in 4th industrial revolution. You know what is the 4th industrial revolution, which is artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, big data or data center, blockchain, cloud computing, and edge computing, robotics and cobots, virtual reality and augmented reality, autonomous vehicle, 5G network, genomics and gene editing, nanotechnology, quantum computing, etc. I do believe our Onpassive will do that. So Bangladesh has more potentiality in this sector. You know, Mr. Susanto and all of our panelists, our population is now about 170 million. Most of the people are young. Bangladesh is now enjoying demographic dividends. 15 to 59 age people are now 68%, and 15 to 35 age people are now 48%. They are mostly digitized. More about 1 million freelancers working in Bangladesh. So our Onpassive product will have so much eligibility in Bangladesh. You know, our GDP is $400 billion and our GDP growth rate is 6% above, which is more higher within South Asia. Our most revenue come from RMG sector. About 600 ready-made garments industry are working in Bangladesh. After China, as a single country, Bangladesh is the second largest RMG exporter in the world. You know, according to the user number, Bangladesh is the #1 position in mobile banking. Our wallet will be more viable in this sector. You know, Coxbazar is the largest sea beach in the world, and Sundarban is the largest mangrove forest among the world. All of our foreign participants, foreign guests, you are cordially invited in our Bangladesh after launching of our beloved Onpassive. You know, Bangladesh is called the second largest economy in South Asia. Bangladesh is called the emerging economic tiger among the world. Today's webinar, we have especially our two Bangladeshi panelists, one of Mr. Maminur Islam and another one is Mr. Salahuddin, who belong Onpassive Global Community and Visionary Group. They are doing fantastic job at the grassroots level to all of our grassroots level founders. Today, they are participate with us. I think we will be working together. Then our Bangladesh will be more helpful. Thank you, dear brother and sister, for being here with us. I am grateful all of you, and on behalf of on this group, being advisor on this group, I am really happy for this webinar. Thank you. Engineer Susanto, please carry on.
Thank you, Nozul Haq. Thank you so much for adding on this video. Dear participants, you have already heard that Bangladesh is enjoying the demographic dividend. That is a maximum out of 170 million people, 100 million people are young. So you know that you saw in the video that almost 117 million people are using the internet. So it is growing every day. So we are expecting a huge market of Onpassive in our country. Now, dear participants, we'll go to our topic and our speaker. The key speaker, we all of the founders know him. He doesn't need any introduction. He's Mr. Jeffrey Morlock. He has been with Onpassive quite a long time. Since 1918, he was in military. He has written some books also, very nice books, and he's so active. Those we are active, we know his activities and his videos, always his updates. He speaks always about the Onpassive. He loves Onpassive. He loves our CEO. Of course, he loves us. That's why he is now with us. We should listen him. আমাদের বেঙ্গলি কমিউনিটির জন্য বলবো ওনার যে স্পিচ সেই স্পিচটাকে আমরা বাংলাতে ট্রান্সলেট করব সামারিটা। আশা করি আপনার ধৈর্য সহকারে যারা আছেন শুনবেন। আর ওনার স্পিচের শেষের দিকে বা আমাদের মিটিং এর শেষ দিকে আমরা ইনকাম স্ট্রাকচার বা পে স্ট্রাকচার নিয়ে কথা বলবেন ডক্টর ডেরিক। আমরা জানি যে উনি কত সুন্দর করে কত স্লোলি কথা বলেন। I request Dr. Morlock, so you will go a little slow so that we can understand well, because we are not English speaking people, so with something face problem with your pronunciation, so you should go a little slow so that we'll enjoy your speech. Now I request Jeffrey Morlock. Over to Jeffrey, please.
Very good. I certainly appreciate that introduction so very, very much, Sushanta, and I am so blessed to be here. What an incredible celebration we have in this platform today. And I am just ecstatic. Normally I can spend a little time, but you know what? Today I get to spend a lot of time, and I will try to go a little slow. And it's probably going to take me a half hour, 45 minutes, but we've got a lot that we can cover, a lot that we can expand on and bring up kind of and bubble some value out of. So do I need to just start and just go until I'm done, or should I stop so that somebody can translate?
Yes, Rupa, you should keep note and should be ready. So
Okay.
once Jeffrey has stopped, you will translate in Bengali the summary of his speech only. Thank you.
Okay, very good. I will try to go a little slow and see if I can do a good job with this. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, everybody that's shown up here. Thank you for the support that you have provided, not only to Onpassive and Mr. Mufara in particular, but to the people that are putting these leadership webinars on. To you, Sushanta, thank you for everybody supporting this and this platform here, and to all the esteemed leaders and the founders we have here. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this. I know I'm going to have some fun with it, and I hope I don't do too many things that are considered snafus. So right off the bat, I mean, it's another beautiful Onpassive day, right? And Onpassive, as we've seen this week, especially moving into this week with that webinar that Mr. Mufara was on, Onpassive is generating some very real change in the world, and it's in the lives of the founders as well. And this change is going to be measured, and it's going to be absolutely marveled at in the years to come. I have no doubt that they're going to make documentaries about this, and they're going to be tracking the progress from day one all the way through to the date we launch and beyond. And there's probably going to be a lot of media opened up over it. So we're a lot farther ahead in Onpassive than a lot of founders may think, and certainly a lot of the people in the world at large may think. And so I really hope that once I unfold all of this or try to unpack how we're changing the world, and I've got about 3 ways that we're doing that. I mean, we're doing it a lot more ways, but these are 3 huge, impactful ways that we're changing the world. And we want to see how massive we are and how technologically advanced we are as we go through this, because it's all going to be impactful. And Mr. Mufara has said time and time again, it's about having a real, measurable, impactful, and positive effect on the entire world, not just the founders, but it starts with the founders. Now, for the new founder, let's go over a couple of things just to see that we can get kind of in the right mindset, so you'll know where we're going with these changes and how we can actually help do that and how we can lift the world. All right. Now, it all started about 4 years ago. It's taken a lot of hard work, but the evolution that we have experienced throughout our journey, throughout the journey of Onpassive, has led us to the reality now of what we are and where we are, right? And it's the result of hard work and the consequence of a shared vision. Now, that's a vision that came out of Mr. Mufara. It's of connectedness. It's of mutual benefit for all of us. And that vision, that dream, if you can use that word, it belongs to everybody on the planet, okay? And that vision started with Mr. Mufara. And it's got, because of the way that it was written and because of its impact, it gives us the ability to demonstrate a heart for humanity And we're going to talk about that today too. So first of all, though, what is Onpassive now and how exactly are we changing lives? Well, firstly, Onpassive is an artificial intelligence information technology company. So it should go without saying that we make software products and incorporate AI automation into everything we do. Now, on the webinar we listened to earlier this week, Mr. Mufar had indicated that we were one of the premier companies on the planet that integrate AI automation into every flow detail of our operations. And that says something. You know what I mean? That's because our software as a service line of products represents a complete digital ecosystem, an abbreviated internet, if you will, right? Which is to say that when Onpassive opens publicly, it's going to have everything that anybody needs and more for any online business or presence. Its products and services are advanced. They are fully driven with automation and AI. They're integrated. They're crazy, insane, affordable. You hear Marty say that Mr. Mufar is crazy. Well, this is one of the reasons why, because these things are insanely affordable, and they will be, and they are all under one roof. But we're more than just that. A lot more than that. We have a lot more tangible physical products too. And some of these are inventions never before seen. Some are new products. Some of these products Mr. Mufar has talked about are reimagined products, which is to say that these are much more advanced, technologically speaking, less costly versions of current available products that are needed or offer some kind of a solution. So as we might expect, all of our physical products are being produced in manufacturing facilities now, right? I mean, it's all coming into fruition. And we're touching every sector on the planet, not just the digital one or not just online. We're touching the sectors of medicine, of technology, of industry, of construction, of education, you name it. We're going to be in it. We're touching it, right? And we're going to be making it better. And that's going to be with some products that are going to be blowing your mind. So you need to understand that Onpassive is a very good company with aspirations of heart and high tech for humanity. And all of our products are needed, right, for solutions. In other words, they're going to fix something and they're going to change our lives. They're going to make our lives better. Now, we're a massive company, and there's going to be a lot of surprises rolled out over the next several months, right? As our revolutionary new business model opens to the public with the release of select products handpicked by Mr. Mufar and his team from the arsenal of products that we have available, not to mention all the marketing and branding we're going to be doing on, right? But I'm not talking about products today. I'm talking about something a little less tangible, right? Something you can't grab with your hands as easily. It's about energies of thought and of emotion and compassion and those things that lead to compassionate action, which are encouraged by and through Onpassive, specifically started by Mr. Mufar and his heart. And that's how we're changing the lives of founders and others all over the world, which we'll get into in a minute here. Now, some of us listening right now may not really know, especially if you're a new founder, what an Onpassive founder represents. So let's kind of flesh that out or unpack that a little bit. Onpassive founders are members of Onpassive that joined as a result of the shared vision we were just talking about in support of the ideals that are put out by that vision. And as such, founders are the financial backbone, so to speak. And let me explain that, okay? Because we are the first wave of future customers, buyers, and resellers of the Onpassive family of software products. We are the early adopters of the Onpassive business model. So we are the premier position in Onpassive right now. And that door has been closed. So you are an elite group and we are a closed community. But getting back to the topic of changing lives, Onpassive is not only keeping up with the world, it's staying ahead of it because it's driving this serious change we're talking about, and it's already affecting people's lives in different ways, right? And this today, this is what I'm going to be talking about, the ways that we're doing this. Now, number one, the first way is by driving economic evolution, and that's a global scale thing, right? The second way is by lifting humanity, right? With our AI with heart, and with everything that we're doing through compassion and compassionate action, or in other words, how we're raising the human condition through what we do. And the third is a little less tangible even, and that's how we're helping to raise human consciousness, or how humans think, and how our actions are related to how we feel in our hearts. So now I might be only talking about 3 things, but these are huge, right? And keep in mind that millions, eventually billions of people, billions of lives are going to be changed as these events go forward and unfold. And as we go through these ideas, please also keep in mind the mechanics of what we do is not as important as why we do it. And our vision statement gives us our why. It tells us, you got to read it and think about it, but it tells us what we're doing and why we're doing it. Mr. Mufara came out with this vision statement about 3 years ago. It has not changed, not one jot or tittle since it came out. It's still rock solid. And it is simply this, and I'm going to read it to you, or at least recite it. Onpassive is the ultimate, complete, and unique digital marketing platform that ensures everyone succeeds regardless of their backgrounds or ability by offering the simplest environment with the highest standards and the most value while sustaining the benefits of a global stimulus plan. Now you need to get that, a global stimulus plan, because that goes directly to the heart of Onpassive and what we're trying to accomplish here, right? It's about helping the world by decentralizing a lot of wealth, right? And sharing that wealth with the world through compassionate action, primarily through the founders and through Onpassive at large. Now, in the vision statement, it refers, it refers to global stimulus. And a stimulus is simply an incentive to stimulate economic growth. That's all it is. It's just a 10-cent word that says we're going to pump money into something to see if we can get the economy to grow. Now, it's all about having a higher purpose, and all 3 of these topics that we're about to talk about are going toward fulfilling that higher purpose. So we're going to start with the first one, right? How we are the paradigm shift for online marketing and business that is driving the evolution of global economics. Now, remember the digital ecosystem we talked about a couple of minutes ago? All the dozens of products in that were all written from scratch. They were created to work together atop a massive marketing platform, also written from scratch. And all the automation was done through the AI, right? It's also been written from scratch to include the marketing and the financials. All that stuff was put into it and written from scratch, integrated in there. So no matter how you look at it, you're looking at a whole bunch of scratch here, okay? The entire platform, all of the digital products and everything else that Onpassive is coming out with are going to be superior to what's on the market now, and Onpassive owns it all, right? I mean, from start to finish, they started it, they wrote it from scratch, they own every bit of it, there's no third parties, and incredibly, and this is where the heart of Mr. Mufara comes to us at a personal level, Onpassive has chosen to make the entire platform globally available at a ridiculously low price, which means our customers are getting a lot more products that are a lot better than anything else out there for a lot less cost. And that means they're getting exponentially more value than they've ever gotten from any other company on the planet. And the customer is not a product, okay? Founders are not a product either. So the customer is the hero here. And voila, you know, when you talk about new paradigms, this is the new paradigm. This is the new model. It's a model that's based on value and benefit, not products and profit. It's not simply on a new online business and marketing model. It's an all-encompassing business with a global, decentralized, wholesale distribution engine, if you will, for insanely advanced, integrated, and affordable resources. It's all about impact, positive impact, impact in a very good way on the human race, right? On humanity. It's a done-for-you model that offers a path to success and a way to earn while saving its users lots and lots of their own time and money while they're at it. And in this way, my friends, the Onpassive model is driving global economic evolution. And Mr. Mufara has a very famous quote that I love to use that says, there is no company on the planet that will ever give you more value for the cost than Onpassive. And this is one way that we're doing it. So number two is, how exactly are we lifting humanity? I mean, you know, that's a tough thing to try to explain. And I mean, how are we doing that? Well, simply, we're doing it by getting our minds off of ourselves and putting it onto others, right? And I know that's a little simplistic, so let me put it this way, okay? It all started with the founders. Remember the founders, right? Now, there's a whole global network of us. It's a community of founders represented by nearly 1.5 million founder accounts, right? We've got our own culture, and it fosters a very lofty ideal of sharing what we have and what we will have with those close to us, either emotionally, like our friends and families, or even geographically by sharing with those in our communities that are less fortunate than we are, right? But to do this, founders have got to be able to take care of themselves first. They need to have what they need, simply because we can't give what we don't have. And Mr. Mufara has explained this in several different ways, several different times. Onpassive knows once a founder or member has enough for themselves and even some extra, it is a natural thing to share with those less fortunate. It's a natural thing to look for ways to help others. And to ensure that we have that opportunity to share, Onpassive has been created to provide that abundance, that excess, right? Onpassive has been created to be a self-driving, self-fueling vehicle of sorts. Mr. Mufara, he coined that about Onpassive himself about 2 years ago. And that's what we mean when we say done for you. That's what we mean when we get on the rooftop and we shout Catmull, you know, out to the world, right? Because it's a business solution that is complete, it's automated, and it includes the traffic and the money. And I hope you got that, right? Onpassive pays us to use the products. And relative to other companies, I'm telling you what, it's not just a little bit either. I mean, they're going to pay us very handsomely. And another quote from Mr. Mufara is that Onpassive is not greedy when it comes to profit. So the goal of Onpassive, what it's been designed to do, is to spread abundance. It doesn't have to create it. Abundance already exists. It's here, it's everywhere, and it's endless. Onpassive is just going to kind of corral it a bit, a lot of it, and then once they bring it in, they're going to put it back out, and they are going to redistribute it pretty evenly. That's what we mean by decentralization of wealth, to the point where we're going to have a lot of founders with a whole lot of excess, and we're going to be able to share that. So what we will have is a massive stream coming in and an equally massive stream going out to founders and even future members, but mostly the founders, right, who are also part of a generous profit sharing plan. And this abundance is provided through residual streams of income that are going to grow month after month, year after year, and develop into a powerful legacy for generation. Yeah, it's an income that we can leave as an inheritance for our children, for our kids and their kids. And in this way, founders and future members, but mostly founders, are going to be able to have and live in abundance, all the while being encouraged to share our good fortune, share what we have, share our abundance with others. So think about this. We've got nearly 1.5 million founder accounts across the globe in more than 200 countries. Each of these accounts is potentially managed by a big-hearted founder living in abundance and sharing that excess locally with those in need in his own culture, using their currencies, right? In a very powerful grassroots type of a way, you know, those near them in the communities, to lift humanity while boosting the economy through this massive decentralization of wealth. And that's how the company of Onpassive is lifting, and by extension, the founders are lifting humanity by decentralizing billions, eventually trillions of dollars, and sharing that wealth with the world, right? With members of the human race. So man, you can be proud of something here. You are doing something that is changing the world at many levels. Now, number three, how are we helping to raise human consciousness? Well, that's a pretty bold statement, and I've got to say it's a little tricky sometimes, so kind of bear with me here if you will. Now, according to the Heart Math Institute, today's scientists suggest that there's an unseen thread of energy, subtle energy, that ties everybody together, right? We call this holistic web, a web of interconnectedness or something like that, I guess. Now, this is obviously nothing new to either Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a best-selling author of Becoming Supernatural, along with a lot of other books and tons of other stuff. And Dr. Bruce Lipton, who is also a best-selling author, and he wrote The Biology of Belief. And these two doctors are among those leading scientists that are shedding light on what consciousness is and what it means to be in a raising consciousness. Now, traditionally, consciousness refers to a state of being awake or aware of the environment or of physical reality. And when we refer to a personal or a corporate consciousness, i.e. humanity, we still refer to being awake, but it refers a little differently to being awake in that it's a much greater spiritual reality, right? To an inner knowing that there's more to life than what the traditional world sees, understands, or even supports as reality. So very basically speaking, the more grounded we are in thinking about physical reality, material things, personal gains or interests, the lower our consciousness is. The more sensitive we are to spiritual things, the higher our consciousness is. Now, if we think of it in the light of duality or polarity, right? Since we live in a polar universe, so to speak, there's two sides to everything, right? There's old, new, young, old, in, out, light, dark, right? Between them is a scale on either end, right? And every time we go from the center to either end, it gets stronger in that direction for whatever that outcome is. Now, the more sensitive that we are to spiritual things, the higher the consciousness is that we have. So there are consciousness scales that you can actually see that will show these upper and lower limits of consciousness that you can see on the, you can go to Google and just Google it. But simply put, in a spiritual sense, the more we get our minds off of ourselves, like we're encouraged to do in Onpassive, and onto others, like we're encouraged to do with humanity, the more kind and loving our thoughts, our words, and our actions become, the higher our consciousness becomes, right? The greater and the higher and the more benevolent our consciousness and our thinking becomes. So once we've kind of awakened to this, we inevitably understand that life is a unique journey to self-healing and transformation, and our real spiritual journey starts, right? And there are a lot of people in the world right now, fully documented, that are on that journey, just like there are a lot of founders on that journey too. And even more to the point, there is a bunch of these founders that pray, that meditate, and even work with those subtle energies to lift Onpassive, to lift its founders, its employees, and even Mr. Mufar's family in prayer, right? We lift up the work being done by Onpassive to produce and provide what humanity needs in a way that blesses for the greatest good. We lift up the founders to put others first, to demonstrate compassion, and to cultivate, yeah, that's a good word, to cultivate a heart for giving. And many of us lift up the techs that their work would be focused and effective. And in this way, we are collectively creating a more compassionate, cooperative, and peaceful way of living, of being. Now, the world's first synchronized global peace meditation, right, it's called the Harmonic Convergence. It happened back in 1987, back in August of 87. Not too long after that, Russia went bankrupt. And there are studies that show the power of prayer and meditation in groups. So think about this. If 200 people that are praying or meditating together can lower the crime rate in Chicago, Illinois, can you imagine the power? What can be set in motion and accomplished by thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of Onpassive members meditating for love and for peace, or whatever holds the greatest good for humanity? It's already started happening. It's happening within Onpassive and in the world. And that's how Onpassive is helping to raise human consciousness. Now, in the next 60 to 90 days or so, the world's going to see us really come out into our own. And Onpassive is going to be carrying out a lot of marketing and branding at the global level, right? Man alive. I mean, we're going to see things on at least 4 continents. We're already geared up and ready for the branding, probably starting in India, you know, in the marketing with paid advertisements and campaigns. And I think we can expect a dozen top publications there to feature Onpassive, a lot more of them across the, you know, at least 28 states there, not to mention infomercials. And I mean, you're just going to get blanketed. The world will not be able to ignore us. And we're going to see a lot more with Oblast. More Oblast projects are going to open up in India. And that's going to serve to be an inspiration to the world, right? We got several products coming out here in the next several weeks. There's more that are already parked and done over market value products, right? The first 3, Mr. Mufara talked about, the O-Mail, O-Trim, and O-Net are going to be free. The 4th, O-Connect, is a paid product. Each of those has their own admin, you know, and mobile versions of it. But I'm saying that to say that everything we're going to see in the next couple of months is going to culminate in the airing of the FIFA World Cup, which we're an absolute proud sponsor of, right? And I mean, that's got 64 events, and half the world is going to have their eyes on us. There's also going to be a mega event this year. I mean, it's absolute a celebration for accomplishment, as Mr. Mufara put it. So there you have it. We're really moving ahead, and I would just encourage you, every one of us, to take it in stride, to take it at heart, and let's get ready to be in the very best shape of our lives. Thank you, Sushanta. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I certainly hope you enjoyed that. I know I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. Within a very short time, you explained everything. Jeffrey explained almost everything in a summarized form. What is Onpassive? What are the Onpassive products? Its business model, and he has also said about our great CEO and his different quotations. And he has also said that how Onpassive is uplifting the humanity, how taking care of the founders, and also he has already said that how founders can help to the unfortunate and less fortunate peoples, and how Onpassive can do that. And he has said that energy and human consciousness is main fact, and he has referred the books of Joe Dispenza and also Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he also said that power of prayer. You know, all the Bangladeshi peoples are very much religious, so he has said the power of prayers and the love, so many things, and all those things are in a single package we are going to have in the Onpassive. So Onpassive is a unique business model. Now I request Rupa, for our Bengali community, you should translate in Bengali the summary of his space. Over to Rupa. Rupa Roy.
Hello, sir. Am I clear?
Yes, continue. Yes, you are clear. Please continue.
Hello.
আপনাকে শোনা যাচ্ছে, আপনি কন্টিনিউ করেন। শোনা যাচ্ছে আপনাকে, কন্টিনিউ করেন।
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. জেফরি স্যার আমাদেরকে একটা হিউজ ইনফরমেশন দিয়েছেন। ফার্স্ট অফ অল আমাদের লিডার্স এন্ড সাপোর্টিং আমাদের ধন্যবাদ জানিয়েছেন। তারপরে স্যার যেটি ইনফরমেশন দিলেন যে হোয়াট ইজ অনপ্যাসিভ, আমরা সবাই জানি যে আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভ কি এবং কিভাবে এটা আমাদেরকে গ্লোবালি আমাদের চেঞ্জ করতে যাচ্ছে সফটওয়্যার প্রোডাক্টস দিয়ে। দেন স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ স্যার যেটা বললেন যে আমাদের ফিজিক্যাল প্রোডাক্টস সম্পর্কে, আমাদের লেস কস্টলি অ্যাভেলেবল প্রোডাক্ট যেটা হবে, আমাদের প্রোডাক্টের প্রাইস কম হবে, যেটা আমাদের সবার জন্য এফোর্ড করা বা পারচেস করার সুবিধা হবে, কেনার সুবিধা হবে। এবং আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো, অনপ্যাসিভের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো সবগুলো সেক্টরে আমাদের কাজে লাগবে। সাপোজ মেডিকেল, দেন অফিসিয়াল, সব কাজে আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো খুব হেল্পফুল হবে। এবং আমরা স্পেশালি থ্যাঙ্কস জানাতে চাই আমাদের অ্যাশমিন পরি স্যারকে এবং তার ওয়ার্কিং টিমকে আমাদের জন্য যে প্রোডাক্ট গুলো রেডি করছেন। এবং স্পেশালি স্যার আমাদেরকে বলেছেন যে ফাউন্ডাররা হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে স্পেশালি আমাদের এই কোম্পানির জন্য, কারণ ফাউন্ডাররাই হচ্ছে আমাদের কোম্পানির ব্যাকবোন। স্যার এভাবে আমাদেরকে হাইলাইট করলেন। দেন আমরা কিভাবে আমাদের লাইফস্টাইলকে চেঞ্জ করতে যাচ্ছি সেটা সম্পর্কে স্যার আমাদের 3টা পয়েন্ট আমাদের দিয়েছেন। সেটা হচ্ছে ইকোনমিক রেভলিউশন হতে যাচ্ছে আমাদের, দেন চেঞ্জিং হিউম্যান কন্ডিশন, আমাদের প্রত্যেকের অবস্থান পরিবর্তন হতে যাচ্ছে, এবং আমাদের আরেকটা মেইন পয়েন্ট হচ্ছে যে আমাদের চেঞ্জিং হিউম্যান থিঙ্কিং, আমাদের সবার চিন্তার পরিবর্তন হতে যাচ্ছে। যেমন অনপ্যাসিভ আমাদের কমপ্লিট ডিজিটাল মার্কেটিং স্যার যেটা বলেছেন অবশ্যই, এবং কিভাবে অনপ্যাসিভ বিভিন্নভাবে ডিসেন্ট্রালাইজ করা হচ্ছে। তারপরে গ্লোবালি আমাদের এই ইকোনমিক গ্রোথটা কিভাবে তৈরি হবে স্যার সেইভাবেও আমাদের মার্কেটিং এর সবকিছু ডিটেলস বললেন। এবং আমরা অনপ্যাসিভ সবাই জানি যে আমরা অনপ্যাসিভ খুব হাই টপ থেকে শুরু করেছি এবং টপ লেভেল থেকে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি। তো গ্লোবালি আমাদের অ্যাভেলেবেল কিভাবে হচ্ছে আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো, এবং ফাউন্ডার্স কিভাবে আমরা এই প্রোডাক্ট গুলো ইউজ করবো, আর প্রোডাক্ট গুলো কিভাবে আমাদের জন্য দৃষ্টান্তমূলক প্রোডাক্ট সেটাও স্যার বলে দিলেন। এবং এর প্রভাব কি হবে, পজিটিভ ইম্প্যাক্ট আমরা অবশ্যই দেখতে পাবো আমাদের এই হিউম্যানিটির জন্য, হিউম্যানিটি কমিউনিটি বা হিউম্যান বিইং এর জন্য। অনপ্যাসিভ টোটালি একটি মডেল যেটা আমাদের ইকোনমিকে, আমাদের অর্থনৈতিক ভাবে আমাদের পরিবর্তন আনতে যাচ্ছে। গ্লোবালি আমাদের এই নেটওয়ার্ক, আমাদের 1.5 মিলিয়ন ফাউন্ডার রয়েছেন। তো আমরা সবাই সবার বন্ধু, সবাই সবার ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার্স এর মতো। স্যার আমাদেরকে সেই অপরচুনিটিটা, সুযোগটা আমাদেরকে করে দিয়েছেন, এবং আমরা সবাই সেলফ ড্রাইভিং, নিজের কিন্তু আমরা একজন ফাউন্ডার, একজন গর্বিত মালিক। তো আমাদের এই হচ্ছে বিজনেস সলিউশন, এভাবে আমরা এগিয়ে যাব। এন্ড দেন লাস্টলি যে পয়েন্টটা স্যার স্পেশালি বলেছেন যে আমরা আমাদের থিঙ্কিং যে প্রসেসটা তার সম্পর্কে দুজন ডক্টরের বই এবং ডক্টরের লেখা সম্পর্কে উনি আমাদের ধারণা দিয়েছেন, এবং কিভাবে আমরা আমাদের কনসিয়াস লেভেল থেকে আমাদের চিন্তা ভাবনাকে আরো বেশি সজাগ করতে পারি বা সেটাকে আরো সুন্দরভাবে আমাদের কোম্পানির কাজে লাগাতে পারি। তো অলরেডি মার্কেটিং ক্যাম্পেইন আমরা খুব সামনেই দেখতে পাচ্ছি, এবং স্যার আমাদেরকে বললেন যে আমরা ও প্লেস প্রজেক্টটা কিভাবে আমাদের ইন্ডিয়াতে কাজ করবে। তারপরে হচ্ছে আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো সম্পর্কে নলেজ দিলেন যে ও মেল ও ট্রু দুটো প্রোডাক্ট আমরা ফ্রি পাচ্ছি, দেন ওখানে আমাদের পে করতে হচ্ছে। আর লাস্টলি স্যার আমাদেরকে যেটা বললেন যে আমরা সবাই শুনেছি যে আমাদের ফিফা ফুটবল ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপে কিভাবে অনপ্যাসিভ অ্যানাউন্স হতে যাচ্ছে, এবং আমাদের টোটাল শেপ চেঞ্জ হতে যাচ্ছে। দেন আমাদের টোটালি আমরা কিভাবে নিজেদেরকে কমপ্লিট চেঞ্জ করতে পারবো বা আমাদের ভবিষ্যৎ পরিবর্তন কিভাবে হবে সে সম্পর্কে বিস্তারিত আমাদের স্যার জানান।
থ্যাংক ইউ রূপরা, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। রূপা খুব সুন্দরভাবে আমাদের বলেছেন অনপ্যাসিভ কি, অনপ্যাসিভের প্রোডাক্ট সম্পর্কে বলেছেন, টেকনোলজি সম্পর্কে বলেছেন, অনপ্যাসিভ কিভাবে আমাদের লাইফকে চেঞ্জ করতে চলেছে, এবং আমাদের লাইফ চেঞ্জিং এর মাধ্যমে অনপ্যাসিভ সারা পৃথিবীতে হিউম্যানিটি এবং সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের কিভাবে ভাগ্যের পরিবর্তন করতে চলেছেন তার সবকিছু ব্যাখ্যা করেছেন। নাও আই রিকোয়েস্ট SM আকরাম হোসেন, প্লিজ অ্যাড অন সামথিং অন রূপা।
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen of the panelists and all the proud founder members of the planet. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you again, all great IT expert and IT knowledgeable person of Jeffrey Morlock, and presented here Dr. Derek Clark, Engineer Mike, Dr. Benny, Jean, all of you are, I think everyone are presented here, and we will hear today's great speech from you all of. And really, it's the amazing day for the Bangladeshi communities. And here is also Bangladeshi, most of the community has presented here. So it's really a congratulations to all of you. And I appreciate you, Rupa Roy. You did great, and you did covers most of the things here. And also Jeffrey Monlock, I would like to thanks to you that this is the first long time we have watched you, that maybe some of the webinars you didn't get the full speech for your time consuming. So today's we have heard, it's our proud, all of you. And we are grateful to you that you have given a lot of times, and also we heard a brief speech from you that, and this is the excited moment. And also Rupa also did great job, and she covered everything, which is very shortly, but it is covered totally full of the speech of Jeffrey Morlock. And thank you so much. I hope this webinar will be the great, and there have also, I think, more 1 hour plus. So there have, I think, we are so everyone so much excited. You know that we have, if we calculate that, we have the 65 days. So where we will go, and all of the founders of Onpassive of the planet, just initial investment only 97 USD dollar. I hope and believe that time world will watch newly Onpassive founders, and the same time founders will start the change the someone lives or the world. So at this moment, I will just request everyone be just tuned and be patient. And what every times we will get the changing in our back office. Today we also we have seen that our OTP is not coming. That means just changing and changes are coming, so that everyone are very excited. Very every day we'll get, I think, we'll pass in our excited moments. Thank you so much, Mr. Sushanta.
Thank you, SM Akram Hussain. Jeffrey, we may take some questions at the
Engineer
end
Mr.
of.
Sushanta, can you hear me?
Yeah. You like to say anything else, Akram? Hello. Are you hearing me? Any co-host, please respond.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay,
He froze.
okay.
He froze.
Okay, thank you.
He froze, so he was probably asking if you could still hear him, but it looks like he's gone.
Thank you. At the later part of our program, we may ask some questions from the audience. Jeffrey and other participants. Today, we'll introduce a astonished guy of Bangladesh. We should wait to let him know. And also at the later part of our program, Dr. Derek will explain the income structure or the pay structure of Onpassive, as said in the last webinar. So we should wait for that exciting moment. Before that, we should listen our great friend, Engineer Mike. Over to Engineer Mike, please. Are you there, Engineer Mike?
Yes, our founders all over the globe. Big bro Jeffrey Bullock. Like I say, if you people realize, every time I go with Jeffrey somewhere, he intimidates me because he brings in everything that we need to know, you know? So if he brings up anything that we need to know, there's no way for me how can I say something? Because he just said everything. But every time that is, like I say, he is one of those people who inspire me in Onpassive a lot. And I want to thank him. He produced like some slide shows. He has some slides. He produced some slides for me that I'm using for product review in my webinars. I want to thank him again for all of that he does for us. I mean, he wrote the ebook for us, all of Passivians. If you go to your back office, the ebook was written by him. It was written first, then he revised it again, and it has been translated to so many languages. Man, so every time when I'm beside him, I'm like, oh, I'm intimidated, you know. because he gives us all the value of everything that we need to know about Onpassive. Everywhere that he is, I want to go where he is, because every day I listen to him, I learn one thing. You know, we are all leaders, but there are some people who understand some of the concept more than the others. So it's always good to go to those webinars when you hear them, him, Jeffrey Murlock, Michael Williams, Marty DeGamo, Michael Ellis, Dan Strait. You know, those are the names that you need to with, okay? Michael Williams, AIM, the man of the figures, you know? So it's always good to go to these places. But what I want to tell us is that what our CEO told us the other day, we are so happy. You know why? Because there is another thing. If you look at what he was telling us about, when you see the dashboard, you know, very user-friendly and everything, all our product O Connect, which is soon coming to light. Look at how when he opened an account, every product has its own account dashboard and things like that, which is what? One-time sign-on, like single sign-on. You go sign on, you get into it. Then Comfort of one of our leaders in UK asked him a question. Hey, Mr. Ash, if I go into this account, I see the email address and the name and all of that. What does that mean? And he said, oh no, you remember when I used to tell you people that everything will be seamless. You don't have to worry about anything. So you can manage one account, like you can use one account like your main account, and you manage 10,000 accounts if you have up to 10,000 accounts. Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen that before? I work in the IT industry, right? I don't see that. I've never seen it. Dr. Benny, Jeffrey Murlock has been online marketing for a long while. They don't see that. They have not seen it. Dr. Patience, Dr. Benny, they have not seen it. It is not seen. Gene Halivard, you know, see, all these leaders, when we hear what our CEO tells us, then the technology. Have you ever seen somebody so proud of his technology? It's Mr. Ash Mufare. Have you ever heard him doing presentation of his products himself? You want to hear him say it. If you are not watching, everybody, I encourage you, go and look for the video that old staff was launched, okay, on the 20th of January in Boston. Go and watch that. See how he knows his technology. Just the fact that he knows what he is doing, when he explains his technology to you, it's like goosebumps. I mean, like, oh, wow. So just that fact that we can stay in one account and we manage all the other accounts. Oh my goodness. Is that something that we should be worried about or be happy about? We should be jumping. I mean, like, yeah, we did it. He tells us that it's not before we say, oh, you need to win it and things like that. No, we've already won. The technology is here. It's already here in front of us. We are seeing it. Technology to its finest. Jeffrey Murlock just gave us a breakdown of what our system is, our ecosystem, what businesses, what people we gain when they come to our businesses. That is a lot. I just want to tell us the time is now. Please don't keep your eyes off your back office. It is going like a speed. The speed is too much for my liking, okay? You can make snooze 1 second and you lose, like our big bro Charles also said, you snooze, you lose. Please don't ever be there. You know what? I was in my back office yesterday when all the founders came up. Then I started sending out messages. Oh, I discovered, oh, boom, this thing stopped. OTP stopped. Boom. Some funding accounts are already gone. Pending accounts, some of them are already gone. So please, in some zones, so please let's get more engaged. Back office. There will be an information that before you get up in the morning, it's already gone. Please, so let's get engaged, much more engaged. Talk to our leaders. If we have those questions, this is the time. Talk more to our leaders so that we get those answers. Thank you, everybody. And let's also believe in the process, okay? Believe in the process. The time is now. We're already gone. We've won already. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Mike. Thank you so much for your powerful words you have already used. We are really understood that what you are gonna say. Actually, my Engineer Mike has already said that how powerful OnPassive is. There is no company where we saw like OnPassive. That is, OnPassive is not comparable to any other company exist in the whole world. So we are not sure that we never saw a company like OnPassive. We are not sure whether any more company like OnPassive will come in this earth or not. So thank you, Engineer Mike. Thank you so much. Uh, After translating the in Bengali, then I will introduce a astonished guy of Bangladesh. Everyone should appreciate him, so we should wait for his introduction. Before that, I will request Rupa Roy, please translate the summary of his speech. Over to Rupa Roy, please.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। ইঞ্জিনিয়ার মাইক আমাদেরকে খুব সুন্দর স্পিচ দিল। তো স্যার আমাদেরকে যেটি বারবার বলেছেন যে আমরা আমাদের ব্যাক অফিসে বারবার লগ ইন করবো, বারবার ব্যাক অফিসে আমাদের টাইম পাস করবো বা টাইম স্পেন্ড করবো, কারণ ব্যাক অফিসে আমরা যত বেশি সময় কাটাবো তত বেশি ইনফরমেটিভ, যত বেশি আমরা জানতে পারবো আমাদের কি হতে যাচ্ছে, কি পরিবর্তন হতে যাচ্ছে সবকিছু সম্পর্কে। তো আমাদের ওমেইল সম্পর্কে, যে আমাদের একটি ওমেইল অ্যাকাউন্ট আমরা সেটা দিয়ে থাউজেন্ডস অফ অ্যাকাউন্টস আমরা ম্যানেজ করতে পারি বা পারবো। এই টেকনোলজি সম্পর্কে বলা হয়েছে যে আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভ টেকনোলজি এত হাই ফিচারের টেকনোলজি হবে যাতে মানে এটা কেউ আমাদের আগে দেখে আসেনি বা এরকম হয়নি। তো অবভিয়াসলি এটা একটা সুন্দর এক্সাম্পল দেওয়া হয়েছে, জাস্ট লাইক গুজবাম্প। খুব মজার একটি এক্সাম্পল দেওয়া হয়েছে। তো আমাদের ইকোসিস্টেম বিজনেস আমাদের এটা আমরা সবাই জানি। তো আমাদের সেই জন্য বারবার আমাদের ব্যাক অফিসে লগ ইন করতে হবে এবং আমরা সেখানেই বেশিটা সময় এঙ্গেজ থাকবো এবং আমাদের বিলিভ থাকতে হবে আমাদের কোম্পানির সম্পর্কে। থ্যাংক ইউ।
থ্যাংক ইউ রূপা। রূপা যেটা বললো যে আমাদের ব্যাক অফিসে লট অফ চেঞ্জেস আর দেয়ার, সবসময় আমাদের ব্যাক অফিসে সম্পৃক্ত থাকি। তাহলে কি কি চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে সেই চেঞ্জ গুলোর সম্পর্কের সাথে আমরা নিজেরাও আপডেটেড থাকবো, আমাদের কমিউনিটিকে আমরা কিন্তু আপডেটেড রাখতে পারবো। নাও ইট ইজ দ্য টাইম টু ইন্ট্রোডিউস one of our astonished guy. I should say he is an astonished guy of Bangladesh. I like to introduce him, but he is none but our beloved brother, Mr. Maminur Islam. He is the astonished guy. Why I am saying him as an astonished guy? Actually, he is. We can say in other way that he is the call center. He is the call center of OnPassive in Bangladesh. Out of 24 hours, he works almost 20 hours for our Bangladeshi founder community. That's why I'm telling him he's the astonished guy. Otherwise, it is quite impossible for anyone to serve our community for 20 hours out of 24 hours. It's quite impossible. So he's doing his tremendous and incredible job. Oh my God, it's quite impossible for anyone else in Bangladesh. And you know, there is a huge almost 100,000 founders in Bangladesh, and he's serving anyone who is calling him, who is knocking him at any moment. He's giving solution, he's serving him. That's why উনি বাংলাদেশের একজন আশ্চর্য মানুষ হিসেবে আমি তাকে আখ্যায়িত করতে চাই, অ্যাস্টনিশ গাই, and also we tell him that is the call center of OnPassive in Bangladesh. Now I request that astonished guy, Mr. Maminur Islam. I'm sure he will speak in Bengali, that will be translated in English for our honorable guests and attendees. Over to Maminur Islam for your short speech in Bengali or English, as you like.
Thank you, sir. আসলে আপনি আমার বিষয়ে যা যা বললেন, আমি এমন নই, আমি অতি সামান্য এবং অতি ক্ষুদ্র একজন মানুষ। সর্বপ্রথম সবার কাছে ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি, যেহেতু আমি অনেক ছোট, আমার ভুল ভ্রান্তি হতে পারে, আমি আগেই ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি সবার কাছে। আজকের উপস্থিত আমাদের মেহমান এবং আজকের উপস্থিত আমাদের হোস্ট, কো-হোস্ট সহ সকল প্রাউড ফাউন্ডারকে আমার অন্তরস্থল থেকে সালাম জানাচ্ছি। আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আদাব, এবং সবাইকে আবারও আমি আমার অন্তরস্থল থেকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। সত্যি আমরা খুব একটা আশ্চর্যজনক একটা মুহূর্তে আছি, এবং আমরা এমন একটা সময় আছি যে আমাদের কোম্পানি হাঁটি হাঁটি পা পা করে আজকে আমাদেরকে বিশাল একটা পথ পাড়ি দিয়ে আজকে এমন একটা জায়গায় নিয়ে আসছে যেখানে আমাদের একদমই সফলতার আমরা দ্বার প্রান্তে। তো সেই জায়গাটা থেকে আসলে নিজের আবেগ, অনুভূতি, এগুলো আসলে কিভাবে শেয়ার করব ভাষা খুঁজে পাওয়া যাচ্ছে না। তো তারপরেও যেহেতু আজকে বিদেশি অনেক মেহমান আছেন এবং আমাদের দেশীয় এবং আমাদের যদিও ইন্ডিয়া আলাদা দেশ, তারপরে আমরা বলবো যে আমরা যারা বাংলা ভাষাভাষী আছি একটা কমিউনিটিতে আরো অনেক আমার শ্রদ্ধেয় মানুষ আছে বক্তব্য দেবেন। তো আমি জাস্ট 2 মিনিটে শুধু এইটুকুই বলবো যে অনপ্যাসিভের মূল থিম হিউম্যানিটি। কারণ টাকা পয়সা অনপ্যাসিভে সবাই পাবে, সেটা টুডে অ্যান্ড টুমোরো, কিন্তু অনপ্যাসিভ অন্যান্য কোম্পানির চেয়ে এই ফিচারটা আলাদা রাখছে, সেটা হচ্ছে হিউম্যানিটি। আমার রিকোয়েস্ট থাকবে যে যার জায়গা থেকে যতটুকু সম্ভব আমরা একে অন্যের জন্য, বিশেষ করে আমাদের বাংলা ভাষাভাষী কমিউনিটির মানুষগুলো একেবারে আইটি সম্পর্কে বা ফোন সম্পর্কে ভালো বোঝে না। আমরা যারা কাছাকাছি থাকবো, সে যে কমিউনিটির হোক না কেন, আপনারা দেখছেন যে আমাকে যারা নক করে বিভিন্ন প্রয়োজনে, সে যে কমিউনিটিরই হোক, আমি কিন্তু কাউকে কমিউনিটি, ভাষা এগুলো জিজ্ঞেস না করেই কিন্তু আমার সাধ্য মতো আমি চেষ্টা করি তাকে সাহায্য করার জন্য। তো আমি মনে করি যে এই জায়গাটা থেকে আমরা সবাই যদি শুধু নিজের কমিউনিটিতে থেকে সীমাবদ্ধ না থেকে আমরা যদি গ্লোবালি সবাই সবার জন্য এবং একে অন্যের জন্য যদি আমরা কাজ করি, তাহলে আমি মনে করি যে আজকে আমরা বলতে পারবো না যে বাংলাদেশের ফাউন্ডাররা বোকা, অথবা বাংলাদেশের ফাউন্ডাররা অনপ্যাসিভ সম্পর্কে বোঝে না। আমরা এই জায়গাটা থেকে সবাই সবাইকে শিক্ষা দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করব এবং একে অন্যের কাছ থেকে শিক্ষাও নিব। কারণ শিক্ষার বয়স হচ্ছে দোলনা থেকে কবর পর্যন্ত, এর কোনো বয়স নেই, এর কোনো সময় নেই। তো আমি আজকে আর কথা বাড়াবো না, শুধু সবার কাছে আমি এইটুকুই রিকোয়েস্ট করব যে আপনারা হিউম্যানিটির জন্য কাজ করুন। কারণ অ্যাজ স্যার আমাদেরকে হিউম্যানিটির কথাটা বারবার এবং অনপ্যাসিভের মূল থিমটাও হিউম্যানিটি। কারণ আপনি আজকে দেখবেন পৃথিবীতে, আমি নাম ধরবো না, যত কোম্পানি আছে প্রতিটা কোম্পানিতেই টাকা আছে। আপনি একটা জব করবেন, টাকা আছে। এক কথায় আপনি পৃথিবীর প্রতিটা প্রান্তে আপনি টাকা পাবেন, যে জিনিসটা পাবেন না সেটার নাম হচ্ছে হিউম্যানিটি। তো এটা হচ্ছে আমাদের কি বলবো অনপ্যাসিভের সৌন্দর্য, এবং আমরা হিউম্যানিটিকেই ধারণ, লালন এবং হিউম্যানিটিকে আমরা হাইলাইটেড করে সারা পৃথিবীতে রাজ করব একটা সময়, এবং আমাদের সেই সময়টা বেশি দূরে নয়। সেই আশাবাদ আমরা ব্যক্ত রেখেই আজকের মতো আমি সমাপ্ত ঘোষণা করছি। আবারও সবার কাছে আমি ক্ষমা চেয়ে নিচ্ছি, এবং আমাদের আজকে যে অতিথিবৃন্দ আছেন সবাইকে আমার আবারও অন্তরস্থল থেকে অভিনন্দন জানাচ্ছি। স্যার, আপনারা আসবেন। আমাদের বাংলাদেশে লক্ষ লক্ষ ফাউন্ডার আছে, প্রতিটা ফাউন্ডার আপনাদেরকে হৃদয় থেকে ভালোবাসে এবং আপনাদেরকে স্মরণ করে, আপনাদেরকে মিস করে। আপনারা সবসময় আমাদের পাশে থাকবেন। সবাইকে আবারও অভিনন্দন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। প্লিজ ওভার টু সুশান্ত বিশ্বাস স্যার।
Thank you, Maminul Islam. I think, dear participants, audience, you just saw that astonished guy. Why I am telling astonished guy, I have already briefed. He has just welcomed all the participants, all the guest speakers, and he has expressed his gratitude to all of them. He said that he is proud to be a founder, and especially the company where he joined. The main theme of that company is to work for humanity. There are so many companies in the whole world, but everyone is running behind money. But only the one company, Onpassive, is mainly working for the humanity, and OBLS is its mother products. So he is very much pleased to all of them. He has invited all the guests and speakers to come again and again to our country. Definitely, with your wholehearted support, we'll do much better. We'll take Onpassive to a next level. Definitely, thank you so much, and he's also pleased and well grateful to our Almighty CEO, Almighty God, and also grateful to our CEO. I am sure that once CEO will know him, he will award our astonished boy, Mr. Maminul Islam. Mike, you raise your hand. Over to Mike. Again.
Yes, I just raised my hand for 1 minute, Engineer Susanta. I saw Tina go here a couple of minutes ago. I could not recognize her. Hello, Tina. I didn't acknowledge her. Thank you. Just wanted to acknowledge Tina. Thank you very much.
Okay, Tina is with us. She's most welcome to this webinar. Definitely, we will listen her. But before that, I think Jean Aliva is not with us. Dear participants, আমরা কিন্তু আজকে যে ইনকাম স্ট্রাকচার বা ইনকাম প্ল্যান আছে সেটা নিয়ে শুনবো ডক্টর দেরিকের কাছ থেকে। বিফোর দ্যাট আই রিকোয়েস্ট ডক্টর বেনি, প্লিজ স্পিক অন দ্য টপিক, especially how Onpassive is changing our lives to change the whole world. Over to Dr. Benny.
Oh my. All right. Brother Shoshanta, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I want to welcome each and everyone, my brothers and sisters, I always say my queens and kings, on this amazing webinar in different parts of the globe. Thank you. I know that I don't have to talk that much, but because of what transpired, I want to first of all thank Brother Jeffrey. Exceptional presentation. I mean, you have said it all. I don't even see why I should say anything. Engineer Mike, I want to congratulate you as well for what you did last week. I respect you. Brother Jeffrey, well, but please, there's somebody that we have to thank first. I want to take this moment to thank our CEO. Why? Because he saw the vision. If he didn't, we will not be here. But God sent him to us. And there was one thing he said, either I do or I die. He noticed that we have suffered a lot. Our 9-to-5 job, just like we always say Papa Africa, he would say JOB, just over broke. 9-to-5 job. You have bosses that are giving you headache. But you guys know that because of Onpassive, I will never suffer again. You will never suffer again. And again, remember, we have a lot of people or children who don't even have food to eat, right? They don't even, you know that if you don't eat, you cannot study well in class. But because of because of our CEO, these children will never suffer again, because I am going to work with whoever is working with the children, with parents or single parents who are in need. Please call me, because I am going to work with you because of our CEO. Guess what? Because of what is going to happen, crime is going to minimize crime. You know, sometimes people kill others, right? Because they will go and break somebody's house. Why? Because that person has money and they are poor. So by stealing, they kill somebody. But as from today, because of Onpassive, no more killing, no more poverty. And guess what? Most importantly, myself, my school loan will be paid. I will never cry again. And all the students, there are a lot of students who owe students loan. If they join Onpassive, they will never suffer. In America, because America is a land of opportunity, right? If you come here, you study. If you don't want to study, it's your problem. Because the government, they gave me money, they borrowed me money to pay my school loan, my dear, Onpassive, thank you to Mr. Ash Mufareh. I want to thank all our tech brothers and sisters in Hyderabad because they are the ones that they are developing our products, right? We have organic products from scratch. I want to thank them because if it wasn't for them, we will not be here today. And I want to let you guys know that all our products are protected. They are artificial intelligence driven. They are secured. Again, a lot of people will be healthy. You know that a lot of people, if you were not eating nice food, this time you will eat nice food, right? Sorry, I'm sorry, but we will never suffer again. Remember, I am ready to work with whoever. We don't want, like people in the hospital, you have group homes that some of the children, they don't even have food to eat in this country. Because I've worked there, I will be there. I will help them. So are you guys willing to work with me? We want to take this moment to thank Mr. Ash. Mr. Ash, we love you, your family, your entire family. I love you guys too. Thank you so much, Brother Shoshanta, for giving me this opportunity to talk.
Hi, I'm Dr. Benny. You always make us excited and inspired. Even if you speak less, but your presence increase the beauty of our program. So you are most welcome always. Now I request Rupa, please translate in Bengali. Now, after Rupa, then we will listen Jean Eliva. She was went out due to Zoom. Now she has come back. Rupa, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. ডক্টর বেনি ম্যাম আমাদের ইনফরমেশন দিলেন যে আমরা অবভিয়াসলি আমরা আমাদের সিও স্যারকে থ্যাংক ইউ জানাতে চাই কারণ তার এত সুন্দর ভবিষ্যৎ দৃষ্টি সম্পর্কে এবং আমরা ফার্স্ট অফ অল আমরা বলতে চাই যে আমাদের সিও স্যার হচ্ছেন গডের এঞ্জেল তো আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভের
রূপা আমি সবাইকে মিউট করে দিয়েছিলাম তুমি আবার একটু আনমিউট হয়ে নেবে
সরি স্যার আমাদের সিও স্যারকে আমরা থ্যাংক ইউ জানাতে চাই যে ওনার এই ভবিষ্যৎ সম্পর্কে ভবিষ্যৎ প্ল্যান সম্পর্কে আমাদের ফাউন্ডারদের সম্পর্কে এত ভিশনারি উনি এবং অবভিয়াসলি সিও স্যারকে আমরা বলতে চাই যে ঈশ্বর প্রদত্ত দূত হিসেবে অ্যাঞ্জেল যদি আমরা বলতে চাই কারণ উনি এতগুলো মানুষের পরিবর্তন আনতে যাচ্ছেন এবং আমাদের 9 to 5 যে জব করার যে টেন্ডেন্সি আমাদের সেটা আমাদের করতে হবে না বাধ্যতামূলক হবে আমাদের লস অফ পিপল যারা খেতে পায় না যারা প্রপারলি স্টাডি করতে পারে না তারাও ব্লেসের মাধ্যমে সেই সুযোগটা আমাদের পেয়ে যাবেন এবং আমরা বেনি ম্যাম যেটা বললেন যে আমরা অনপ্যাসিভের মাধ্যমে ক্রাইমকে মিনিমাইজ করতে যাচ্ছি কারণ আমরা দেখি যে বেশিরভাগ সময় মানুষ ক্রিমিনাল অফেন্স যেটা করে থাকে অনলি ফর তাদের এই দারিদ্রতার জন্য তাদের গরিবী অবস্থানের জন্য শুধুমাত্র তাদের খাবার খাওয়ার জন্য এই ধরনের ক্রাইম গুলো করে থাকে এবং স্টুডেন্টরা যারা অনপ্যাসিভ জয়েন করবে তারা দেখা যাবে যে তাদের যে কোনো ধরনের পড়াশোনা সম্পর্কিত লোন থেকে থাকে সেটা হয়তো থাকবে না অনপ্যাসিভের মাধ্যমে তো আমরা এইভাবেই আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো এআই ড্রিভেন অর্গানিক প্রোডাক্ট সেটা আমরা সবাই জানি এবং এট লাস্ট আমরা আমাদের সিও স্যারকে থ্যাংক ইউ জানাতে চাই যে তার মাধ্যমে সবাই আমরা ভবিষ্যৎ সুন্দর ভবিষ্যৎ দিতে পারি থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার
থ্যাংক ইউ রূপা থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ অ্যাকচুয়ালি ডক্টর বেনি আরো বলেছেন যে সারা পৃথিবীতে অনেক মানুষ এমনকি অনেক বাচ্চারাও না খেয়ে আছে অনেক স্কুল স্টুডেন্ট সেও না খেয়ে থাকে বাট অনপ্যাসিভের মাধ্যমে যারা অনপ্যাসিভিয়ান্স তাদের মাধ্যমে মনে করি সারা পৃথিবীতে মানুষের দারিদ্রতা সারা পৃথিবীর দারিদ্রতা সম্ভব মানে সলভ করা সম্ভব না হলেও একটি মেজরিটি পোর্শনের দারিদ্রতা সলভ হয়ে যাবে পৃথিবীকে অর্থাৎ শুধু পৃথিবী না we are gonna reshape the whole planet so it's a great opportunity to be an Onpassivian now we would listen Jean Aliva over to Jean Aliva please
Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry. I was kicked off a couple times. I think Zoom is on to us. It knows what's coming. It does. I am convinced of that. I'm very happy.
Zoom is reminding us that we need Connect.
Oh, absolutely. And we don't have long to wait, right? Well, thank you, Engineer Sushanta. Jeffrey, wow, what a presentation. It was so comprehensive and inspiring. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Benny, Akram, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Engineer Mike, I missed 90% of what you said, so I'm going to go back and listen to the replay later. I'm sure it was so inspiring. I just want to say, that the topic of changing lives that change the world, for me, it's not even about finance, except that the finance is enabling what I'm going to talk about, which is the freeing us up, the reigniting of our creativity. So if all of my bills are paid and I don't have to worry about all these things, then all of a sudden, I'm not only going to be happier in spirit, I am going to be thinking like, oh, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now I can think about all of my passions from when I was a child, all the projects I've been wanting to do but didn't have the money to do or the time to do, all of that. So that's on an individual level. I'm going to be able to just start to think differently, start to think creatively about my own personal life. I'll probably, as some people have said, I'll eat better. I'll be more active. I will be a better person overall. I'm sitting with all of you in this loving energy. It's lifting me. I'm just becoming a better person every day. So that's me as an individual. So think about, then there's my family. How much am I going to bless my family? I'm going to be a happier person. That'll be nice for them, right? I won't be stressed out. I'll be able to gift them. I'll be able to help them with their projects and enable them. And then it goes out to your community, to your neighbors, to your community, to your state, to the world. And then we get going with oh bless. And then we start making this incredible ripple effect. It's going to be massive. So starting with the freeing of our human spirit, our creativity, our thinking differently, and even going back to the thinking differently, I have always felt like an inventor inside. I had a lot of ideas as a young person, and I would draw them out and I would, just try, but I didn't have the money to make a prototype or look into patent applications. I didn't know any of that, so it just sort of got pushed to the side. So multiply that by 1.4 million founders who have always had great ideas for their communities. And that's why I get excited talking to Ash. And I asked him about the Inventors Hub, because he's going to enable all of us, and we've had these ideas, and that is going to lift humanity. It is, I like Jeffrey, I can't even speak sometimes, because once you see how this is going to affect people just from that trickling of financial change over time, and then steeped in the love of Onpassive and that positive energy, which is profound, and talking about Dr. Bruce Lipton and the biology of belief, like Jeffrey said, nothing is impossible to us. If we can envision it, it can happen. And with all of us working together, it can happen very quickly, faster than we can imagine. So these next couple months leading up into November are just going to be extraordinary. And then it just never stops from there. So I am very excited to be here. I can't imagine being in a better place and with better people. So thank you all so much. Thank you,
Thank
Ash.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Jean. You have said very correctly. As Jeffrey mentioned, Joe Dispenza and also Dr. Bruce Lipton, and we know that the law of attraction, if you read the book, The Secret, there is briefly and elaborately explained law of attraction. And we know, if we know the law of attraction and if we can apply on us, sure, we'll reach our destiny, we'll reach our goal, we'll win in our life. That's a very incredible book. If possible, we should read all of those books. Thank you, Jane. Now I request Rupa, please translate in Bengali for our community. After that, we'll go that golden moment that Dr. Derek will explain our income structure. After Dr. Derek, we will go for some question and answers. We'll take some questions for Jeffrey and also Dr. Derek. And regarding Jeffrey Morlock, how kind he is. I don't have any words to express. actually. He has given all the presentations for the products. He has given me all the slides. How kind, how nice person he is. Dear participants, you know that today we have a huge crowd, and even our CEO Ash Mufare was invited to this webinar due to his busy schedule. He is into with us. I'm sure any of the day he will join with us. Now I request Rupa.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ জিন ম্যাম। ম্যাম আমাদের সবচেয়ে খুব ইন্সপায়ারিং কথাটা বললেন যে আমরা একসাথে যে সবাই আছি এখন, এটাই আমাদের জন্য অনেক গ্রেসফুল একটা ব্যাপার, সবার জন্য একটা বিউটিফুল মোমেন্ট, আমরা সবাই একসাথে আছি। এবং ওব্লেসের আমাদের কথা ওব্লেসের কথা বলেছেন, যেটা আমাদের ম্যাসিভ প্রোডাক্ট। আমরা সবাই জানি ওব্লেসের মাধ্যমে কিভাবে আমরা এন্টায়ার হিউম্যান বিং কে চেঞ্জ করতে যাচ্ছি, পুরো মানবতার সেবা যেটা আমরা বলে থাকি। এবং আমাদের সবচেয়ে উপকার মানে আমরা দেখতে পাবো সেটা হচ্ছে যে আমাদের কিভাবে ফিনান্সিয়াল চেঞ্জ হবে সবার লাইফে। এবং ফিনান্সিয়াল চেঞ্জ যখন একটা মানুষের আসবে, একজন মানুষের আসবে, তখন অটোমেটিক্যালি তার বায়োলজিক্যাল মানে তার বায়োলজিক্যাল থিঙ্কিং ও চিন্তা ভাবনায় সবকিছুতে তার পরিবর্তন আসবে। এবং আমরা জোর গলায় বলতে পারি যে নাথিং ইজ ইম্পসিবল, আমাদের দ্বারা অসম্ভব কিছু নাই, কিন্তু আমরা সব সম্ভব করতে পারবো। এবং সেই সম্ভাবনার দ্বার খুবই সামনে আমাদের, উইদিন নভেম্বরের মধ্যে আমরা সেই সুযোগটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much, dear participants, friends, brothers and sisters. Now that golden moment is coming. Dr. Derek, how nice he present his speech. We all know that. Now I request Dr. Derek for your nice presentation. We are expecting a nice presentation and waiting for that. Over to Dr. Derek. After Dr. Derek, we'll translate in Bengali as much as possible. Then we will go for some question of answer, some questions from the audience. Over to Dr. Derek.
Peace, blessings, and enough love to everyone. Oh, mercy. Listen, I don't know how people look so steady on this webinar. As if nothing is happening in Onpassive. It's like Onpassive just start, and we just start getting the products, and people wondering what is that. We should not be wondering what is happening now, because have mercy. The things that are happening in Onpassive, we are now putting the engine in the chassis. We now putting the engine. Because you remember the website was there, which is the ofounders.net, which is the engine, and then you have the onpassive.com, which is the chassis or the car body. And now we are putting the engine inside, because you remember say everything is going to be OBS. Oh my goodness. Onpassive Business Solution. Can you imagine? Oh goodness gracious me. Thank you very much, Engineer Mike. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for listen. One person that really I am admired by is Rupa, because she has to be a human intelligence. You know, HI. Rupa is HI, human intelligence. Thank you very much, all our speakers that speak before. Awesome, awesome, wonderful. We're going to spend a little time, and of course, we're going to speak a little bit with the pay structure and what it really have to offer. But first, I just want us to look at what is happening in Onpassive right now and why we should be getting excited. Because on September 8th, Mr. CEO Ash Mufare said that moving forward, all accounts will be done through mail. I don't see nobody jumping up. I'm not seeing anyone jumping up. Something is wrong. So therefore, all the problems you have with Gmail and Yahoo and AOL and all of those email services that is giving problem. You can't get your OTP. Anyway, you don't need OTP again as of this morning. because OTP is moved from our virtual office. So no one have any issues to log in into their virtual office any longer. Oh, mercy, me. I was excited when we were on the webinar last night and we saw that there was no more OTP at 1 o'clock this morning on the webinar. The wallet sign-in will be necessary every time, such as facial recognition, finger, etc. And that is now where the crux of the matter is. So the whole lot of verification that we had before we log in into our virtual office, it is going to now transcend over into the wallet, because that is where the crux of the matter is. It's in the wallet. Never pay, caution, please, caution, because a lot of weird things is happening, especially where apps are concerned. And Onpassive do not have any app. Please, Onpassive has no app out there. So don't even, I don't even know how people did even look for app. Why are you looking for an app when Ashmafare did not say that there is an app? Okay, peer structure. Remember when we just started some couple years ago or 4 years ago, it was a 3 by whatever structure that we were looking at. And that actually has been changed. Done. Finish. No more. Right? It was 3 and you're free. Remember that phrase? 3 and you're free. That was a phrase, you know, earlier on in couple years ago. But now, as according to my good friend, CEO data center owner, Miriam, it is 1 and you're done. So which means you pay, the next person pay, and you know say you're good to go. Your package for the next month, because remember that the payment, it is a recurring payment. It is a subscription. So every month, if it is, let us use 300, we know it is going to be less, but let us use 300 for the activation of founders in this program. So if it's 300, you pay your 300, boom, and next person pay their 300, you're good. You're good. You know that because you're going to be getting 100% of that first payment. Can you imagine which company does that? I don't know how we can be sitting, you know, there will be free products. There will be free products. Or mail, or net, or trim, as was said by Sir Jeffrey Morlock. And of course, or bless. Free. A crowdfunding, not only free, but it has no fees. Can you imagine that? Who does that? First one ever that provides a hand for those in need. Because when you look at GoFundMe and all of those, they charge up to 30% of fees, which means if you generate by people contributing to your cause and you generate $1,000, you're only getting 700. That's it. You're only getting 700. And the 300 gone to that organization that GoFundMe or those organization or those company, I should say, not organization, those company, greedy, I might add, companies. Okay, look at the best product, the best products on the market with AI and unique disruptive technology like O-Connect, O-Tracker. These are going to be paid products. Just for argument's sake that the O-Connect is $100 or $50, right? That is going to be something that the person who purchased those products, a customer that purchased those products, is going to need to pay that every month. Every month, subscription, just like your phone bill, your cell phone bill, you have to pay that bill every month. Every service and right now on the planet. You have to be paying every month, right? Your water bill, your light bill, your phone bill, you know, it's every month. It's a monthly reoccurrence on that payment. So the pay structure, charge for some digital products. There will be a charge for some digital product. I just saw some that are free. Some will have a free trial, of course. And then you will get a charge. This charge will be a monthly charge. What we know of one charge, that is an annual charge, which is our founder's position. Yes, the first time that you paid was $97 US. Now, 1 year after we launch, because that is when the annual kick in. So if we launch September 20, then September 20, 2023, the annual payment of the founder's position is going to be due. And that is not $97 again. It will be $997 right there, because that was what the founder's position was for. But the goodness of the heart of the man, Mr. CEO Ash Mufare, a man with a heart, man with a love for humanity, has given it away. Just giving us some skin in the game. That's it. A dynamic system for income and payout. And of course, it is a hybrid, as according to what CEO Ash Mufare said. It is a hybrid payment. So it's not locked down into any proportionate way, so to speak. But this is what he looked at. The first proportion goes to the company. Because yes, we have to pay a payroll, we have to do marketing, and we have to look after the super employees that we have in Hyderabad and in the other different locations like Dubai and Singapore and Orlando. So 50% of that cost. So if someone purchased a product and the product costs $50, then $25 going to the company. Let us look at it at dollar figure instead of percentage. If the product costs $100, then $50 is going to the company. And then $50 is going to be shared up within the founders and resellers. And that is how the general structure is. That is it. That is it. That's all we need to understand. Because really and truly, sometimes when you try to work out the nitty-gritty and how much I'm going to put in my pocket, we're going to lose the value that Ash Mufare wants to put in the company. And so, look at it this way. When you pay that $300, it is for full activation. What is that full activation is? It is for you to become a customer and a reseller. Bam! Right away. Because we have to be a customer. Products have to be moving for people to earn an income. So the first thing is a customer reseller. And then that will be for all the products as a founder. Your website is included in that $300. If it's, you know, whatever it is, approximately. Your website to build a website. And when I build a website, the minimum I charge to build a website is $250. So right away, that $300 gone. And then your OBS, your Onpassive Business Solution, is included in that $300. Your domain name is included in that $300. Branding is included in that $300. Marketing is included in that $300. Targeted traffic coming to your website is included in that $300. Customer service. When a person call, you know, a customer call the number that is on your website. you're on a cruise going to the Bahamas. You don't have time for do customer service. No, the customer service at Onpassive is going to take that call. First of all, you know, it will be the chatbot. Will be interacting with that person, and it will be a seamless interaction, not a robotic interaction. The person would think that they're really talking with a person, really and truly, right? Customer service. So all of this is in that activation fee that we are going to pay when we are ready, one time out of pocket. Oh my goodness. We are 1,430,274 Onpassive customers standing at the door ready for business to open. That has never been done before. 1 million people standing at. Can you imagine you open a little barber shop, and when you open your barber shop, the first day of opening, you see 500 people standing up outside waiting to get them hair cut. Man, you better employ some more people fast. Because I don't think you better even purchase some more chairs fast, because I don't think that person would be able to accommodate so many people in the barber shop. Okay, so that is what it is all about. So let us look at the one and you're done in a little bit more monetary form. So this is you, and of course, yes, approximately $300 you pay to activate your account. That first person that came on, which is Bob in this instant, pays is $300. So right away, you have your $300 ready to pay for the next month's subscription. Can you imagine? Mercy. Can you imagine? You have your $300 ready already for the next month's subscription, which is out of profits. So the first payment is out of pocket, and then thereafter Bob is going to pay his $300, which right away you are in the green, as according to what Ashmafara said on August 4, 2022. As you start, you're in the green. Can you imagine that? Okay, so therefore, our next person comes on, our next customer comes on, maybe Joy, and Joy purchase not the whole package, but maybe a product for $100. And as we said, 50% to the company, which is $50, and then 50% to founders and resellers, right? We don't know how much that is going to work out to us yet, whether it's $10 out of that $50 or $20 or $30 will be coming to you exactly, and then the rest shared up, you know, how it is seen fit. We don't know how that works as yet. We're going to have to wait until Ashmafari make mention of that. So the next person, Ben, he does the same. He buy one product. You know, it's a customer, buy one product. And of course, $25 go to the company and $25 share up among founders and resellers. Same thing with Jan. Jan purchased maybe the package, a big package, which is maybe $500. And of course, $250 is going to go to the company, and $250 is shared up among us as founders and resellers. Ty does the same thing. He buy, you know, maybe one of the smaller package for $200. And of course, you know, all of that is going to be worked out. So let us understand that the payment plan, which is a hybrid payment plan, because we didn't get into like data center and, you know, a person purchase a few servers on the data center, or purchase a whole data center, or rent a whole data center. We are also, as founders, going to get a little commission from that also. So there is, it is unlimited. Let us not try to squeeze our minds into a person coming in and we get money, because that's not how we get money. As Sir Jeff Marlock said earlier, we are not people driven. We are product driven. So it's not based on people coming in. It is based on product sale. Because when a person come in with oatmeal is free, but the person came in and sign up and what have you, so that person did not generate any money. So we're not going to get any money with that person. So let us understand that the pay plan that Ashmafar has never been done before, never been seen before, and we have to look at it as he says it. So let us recognize that our future as founders are very bright with respective to where Onpassive and Ashmafari is concerned. I thank you very much, everyone, especially Engineer Susanta. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much, dear friends, participants. Very important thing is that our previous slogan was get three and you are free. Now, in last webinar, as said, get one and you are done. If you get one, then you are done. No need 3 customers or anything. We need only 1 customer. For the first customer, he will pay, and 100% will be paid to that founder. So it's an amazing pay plan, I should say. No company ever paid that kind of a smart plan. Here, Dr. Derek, just for an example, he has mentioned a figure 300. It is not yet fixed. There will have several packages, and the price for each packages will be different. And I'm sure that any of the founders can buy any package on his or her financial capacity. So thank you so much. Now we'll go a little quick because we are almost end of our program. I request Tina for your comment and for today's webinar. After Tina, then we'll go for we'll take some questions from our audience. Tina, please.
Hello, Assalamualaikum to all of my Bengali brothers and sisters, and also a great good night and good evening, good morning to all of the international founders as well. I'm right here almost 1 a.m. So that's my normal Onpassive life now. I would just like to thank Engineer Shashanta for having me here today and being with all our my brothers and sisters, especially Engineer Mike and Queen Betty, and of course my beautiful Jean Avila, my sister, and of course the one and only Jeffrey Ma, talking about law of duality and consciousness. That's something that I it's close to my heart as well. My mentor is in that area, in the spirituality area, is Dr. Wayne Dyer, the late Dr. Wayne Dyer. He actually died on my birthday, so I will always remember him on that day, and I say a little prayer for him as well. The thing is that Ash Mufara is somebody that I'm connected to, that his heart for humanity is so in sync with where I am as well, that the other day, I think it was last Thursday, or when we had Mike and Julie's webinar, I asked him a question about Obless, and he poured his heart out. We all now know that with Obless, we as founders can also participate in all of our causes, each and every one of us. So we don't really need to do the crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a free program that will be given out to the people out there. 100% will go to the beneficiaries, but that little button, the magic button that he talked about that made me cry was that Bless is going to also bless all of the causes that we want, and we can choose whichever cause that we want to donate to, and also ask for help from our fellow founders as well. And I know that every one of us, founders all around the world, have got their causes, and also with the biggest heart. When the apples come, I'm sure they'll share the apples in their basket as well. So I am wanting to, I must say, Dr. Derek, that was very, very detailed in terms of pay structure, that presentation that you get. But the thing is, we don't have to worry, especially for those who are worried about having to pay that first product. No one is left behind. No one is left behind. So even if you don't have the money at that moment, the money is going to be there. And when it is enough for you to activate, just make sure that you prepare yourself with the KYC, and then you can start to activate your account and share, or bringing down all the apples for your family, for yourself, and for the other causes that you have as well. And I must just mention also that I was in conversation with Peter Suru, and he has asked me to say, send his regards to everyone here today. So yeah, thank you. And all I can say is that I love the topic. We're fine, as Oliver Ponte said, we are fine. You don't have to worry. And yesterday's 360, Ash Mushfara said, please stay calm and let us do our work. There is some quirky thing that's going on in the back end today, especially for those who are paying for the for doing the payment for pending founders. Just be careful, just carry on, hold on. If you see that little 500 error or something like that, stay calm, carry on later, you'll get there. And I'm so glad that there's no more OTP. That's one of the greatest things. It means to say we're so near to launch. And a lot of Bengali brothers and sisters have been messaging me as well and asking me, will we get our wallet? When will that be? I said, definitely it will be before the launch. So, like I say, stay calm and carry on. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Walaikum assalam. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. টিনা যেটা বললো আমাদের ওবেলেসের কথা, ওবেলেসের মাধ্যমে সারা পৃথিবীতে যত আনফরচুনেট, লেস ফরচুনেট মানুষ আছে বা মানুষের যে কোনো প্রয়োজনে সেটাকে ব্যবহার করা যেতে পারে। আমাদের সিওর কিছু আপডেট নিয়ে কথা বললেন, এবং আমাদের ব্যাক অফিসে অনেক কাজ হচ্ছে। যদি আমরা কোনো ইরর দেখি, তাহলে আমরা যে কাজটি করতে চাচ্ছি সেই মুহূর্তে যেন স্টপ রাখি। আমি এখন আমাদের যারা অডিয়েন্স আছে, অডিয়েন্সের কাছ থেকে কয়েকটি কোশ্চেন নেব, এবং সেই কোশ্চেনের পরে অলমোস্ট আমরা শেষের দিকে যাচ্ছি। Please raise your hand who are interested to ask any question. Now, Raisul Islam, please ask your question. You should mention whom to ask the question. Raisul Islam,
okay.
Please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sushanta. I just wanted to ask few questions, Mr.
Please ask one question, because so many hands are already raised.
Okay, actually, my question and answer just like yes or no. Okay, so it will not so much harass. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, go ahead.
First question: can we show our back office by screen share for how to create our email from Gmail or others? Number one. Number two, ebook removed from our back office. I believe it will replace after pay structure and other updates. Is it or not? Number three, if I pay subscription fees like 300, 400 or 500, as like Mr. Ash will said, and I will not do any work, my income will generate more than that or not? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jeffrey, please.
Oh, okay. If we can back up, the first one you were talking about cleaning out the emails, well, that's not going to be able to happen until we actually use Onpassive's OMail. And that's when we do that, when we go onto the new format, the new platform, and everything goes to our OMail, then it's going to be up to us to relinquish the Gmails and all of those things. We're going to transfer them over, but you're going to want to start using the OMail once we actually get onto the platform and once we actually open up, so that everything that we're doing is using OMail. I personally am looking forward to putting an automatic response on my other email accounts, the Gmail, Proton Mail, AOL, all of those, saying, I've now gone to OMail. Here's my address. I'm not checking this site anymore. Go log on to OMail. So that's what I'm going to do for that one. And the second and third questions, I can't even remember what they were. What was the second question?
Okay, actually, my first question was, can we show our back office screen share?
Actually, I'm explaining to him. Jeffrey, his first question was whether we can show our back office to the audience or not. Yes or no, he wants to answer.
No, that's not. Well, wait a minute. This is a founders only, right? If you're showing it to founders, that's fine. We don't want to show our back office with the public.
Actually,
second question. জেফরি যেটা বলছে যে আমরা ফাউন্ডারদের কাছে আমাদের সবকিছু আমরা শেয়ার করতে পারি, আদার দ্যান ফাউন্ডার আমরা শেয়ার করতে পারি না।
Okay, thank you so much. Ebook removed from our back office. And I believe
Jeffrey, he has said that ebook is removed from our back office, and you are very much concerned about ebook. Do you think that ebook will re-upload that after its modification or correction or something else?
They're Mr. Mufar and the tech team are doing some migrating right now. They're doing a lot of work in the back office. So I'm going to kind of reiterate what was said earlier. When you're back there and if you see something glitchy or something a little strange, something doesn't work quite right, don't worry about it. They're in the back office. They're working on stuff. They're migrating data and they're moving it back and forth, and they're preparing for our launch. And there's a lot going on regarding specifically the ebook. It is my understanding that they probably moved that out of the way. And once we get back into a stable platform, it's going to go to a place all its own. So it'll reappear. But I mean, we're changing every day. So who knows?
Okay. I think Rachel, you got your answer.
Yes. Last question
please.
1 minute, please. Let me add something to what our big said. Concerning to show the back of.
Please unmute yourself.
When we are there, but do not record it. They should not record it, okay? No record. Don't record it. Don't live stream it to nobody. So they can show it to the founders only, but do not record and do not live stream it, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Mike. Now I'm going to Shetu Borua.
Thank you, Engineer Mr. Sushant, and also thanks to all our participants, especially on our guest who came to our webinar and shared their nice opinion and enhance our knowledge to the Bangladesh community and all the people who are listening and looking this webinar. I know, actually, typically I just like to go to here we have so many leaders is there. Regarding this, strategic decision, can I ask anything? Actually, however, it will decide by the heads and also our CEOs are respected, but other personalities there, so many top leaders is there. Especially, I can say that in Bangladesh, we are a community as more than 10 million. That means one large community we have in Bangladesh, and so many founders, they are very much excited about Onpassive, they like to get, at the same time, they are really, I know that during our so many presentation, they're looking for an office or something like that who can lead directly to in our country to the so many people. Is there any plan to open a new office, especially whenever it will go for any other in South Asian country to open an office in Bangladesh? Have you anyone can actually give us idea? So it will be maybe better for our most of the community. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shotu Borua. Thank you so much. So far, I know that until unless Ash is declaring anything, nobody can say anything. Yet, I would request Jeffrey, if you have anything to share, please you can.
Sure. Yeah, we can look very favorably on that. I know that Mr. Mufara had started to open one there, and due to some circumstances, it was put on hold. But it is my understanding that Mr. Mufara is still entertaining the idea of putting an office there in Bangladesh, and I believe that he is. It's just kind of on the back burner for right now, but I believe that eventually he will have one there. Again, that's my personal opinion.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. It's a great pleasure for all Bangladesh community. Definitely, we'll have our Onpassive office in our country, and I'm sure that by our action, by our work, Onpassive sometime will establish its office in Bangladesh, and there is a huge market also. Now, I request Mizanur Rahman, please unmute yourself and ask your question very quickly.
Thank you, sir, for giving the chance, and thanks lots of actually co-leader in our webinars joinings. That's why we are so lucky. And I have one question that was already done, Mr. Setu Kumar. That's why I have no question. Thank you, sir, for giving the chance. And I have one request for all of our globe leader. Please, next webinars, please try to arrange as sir in these webinars. I have request to you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mizanur, thank you so much. You know that we have invited Ash. I'm sure for due to his busy schedule, he couldn't make time to join. I'm sure. We are not sure that when he will join. He may join anytime, surprisingly. So we have to wait for his free time. So now Nazmul Hayat, please unmute yourself and ask your question or comment if you have anything.
Hello everyone. I hope all we are well, because we are very excited and we are enjoying the process. Thank you everybody here, especially Morlock, Engineer Mike, and so also everyone. My question to Derek. Mr. Derek, are you available? And can I ask you a question about page? Derek,
you can ask any question. He is available. You just ask
then,
your question, please.
I may ask the question. Yes, I can ask the question to. Yes.
Your voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear. Maybe net issue.
Mr. Morlock.
You ask
in the
you ask
of
one.
Bangladesh.
No. You ask one question. You ask one question first.
Am I audible?
No. Your
yes,
voice is not.
One question.
Your voice. Your voice is not so clear. Yes. Yet you ask the question. Nazmul Hayat, please ask your question. No, your voice is not clear.
Am I audible?
Yes, it's okay right now.
Maybe net issue? Okay.
Yeah.
We know Omail, Onet, Otrim are free. We know Omail, Onet, Otrim are free products to use. But as a founder, when I share the link to the customers, will I get any commission?
Jeffrey, please.
And
have you got his?
So the
no,
customers who
there is
are
no
not founders, when they
There
will
is no
share
commission to be made
when
from
they
free.
one another, will they get the commission?
There is no commission to be made from a free product, because there was no money.
Thank you, sir.
There was no money that exchanged hand. Remember, we are selling a product. So if you have a baseball and your baseball is $10, that's what you're selling the baseball for. So a person come and buy the baseball from you, you give them the baseball, you collect the $10. Now, if a little child come along and you give that child the baseball, did you get a $10? No. No, because you give the child the $10, the baseball. So there is no money that was generated with that giveaway. So there is no money for the free products. So the O-Mail, O-Trim, O-Bless, free products, no money. So there is no commission. Okay? But it is a marketing strategy that Ashmafara is using, that when you give away that O-Mail, give away that O-Net, and you are now selling this, a person will buy this from you because, oh mercy, I got two major products. And when I look at O-Mail, you know, it is unlimited storage, it is free. Oh mercy, woo! Because in as much as our Gmail is free, it's not unlimited storage. You have to pay for storage if you want more than 25 megabytes of storage. You have to now pay it. So let us understand that no, you will not get any commission from free products. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Nazmul. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Patience, just your comment, or if you have anything to say on the today's topic or the speeches we have already listened. Dr. Patience, please. আপনারা আর কেউ হ্যান্ড রেজ করবেন না, আমি দুইজনের অ্যানসার নেব, অনুপ কুমার দাস এবং মিস্টার শহীদুল।
I was talking on mute. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, all my Onpassive family. Onpassive have made us to become a global village, a global family, a global country. So I'm just excited. All the leaders, Brother Jeffrey, Brother Engineer Mike Santo, Brother Santanto, Sister Debbie, Benny, everybody has spoken before me, Sister Jenny. If I miss anybody, it's not intentional. You've said it all. So this is the time for us to get engaged, get excited, enjoy the ride, enjoy they serve us a gourmet meal. Let's enjoy it. What does our CEO say? Take little bite at a time so you really enjoy the meal. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Just enjoy it. So let's get engaged. Let's get excited. A lot of things are happening in the back office. Let's just keep going on strong. Let's get our team engaged. Because if you're a leader, if you have a team, you're a leader. And we don't want, if they are not engaged, they'll miss out. So for us to have this 1 million family going forward, let's get our team engaged. If we remember, our CEO said that we should win together, right? He gave an analogy of teachers that they say the first person that come, we win. And people start bursting people's balloon because they want to be the only one to win. Before you know it, everybody's balloon was burst. Let's not try to win alone. Let's get our team engaged. For how Onpassive will change our lives, I'll echo a lot of the things other people have said. The way I look at it, just look at me sitting here. But Engineer Sutanto, sponsor a child in Bangladesh that I've never met, because through O-Bless, we have that connection. We're one global family. And sponsor a child in Pakistan, in India, in China, back in Cameroon, that I've never met because somebody brought the course in O-Bless, and that's dear in my heart. Sister Jenny said that word. She had a lot of dreams, but because of the financial restraint, she didn't dream it. I am the same person. I had a lot of dreams. At one point, I'm like, okay, I gave up. But as God will make it, somebody brought Onpassive to me. My daylight shined back up, my dream came back. And trust me, I am willing. I'm just waiting for the financial freedom, the time freedom to fly across the world to touch humanity. 11 million, 1.4 million, touch 1 person each, that's already 3 million. Another person each, 4.5. The multiplying effect is tremendous. So when Onpassive said, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to impact humanity, people are like, how? We are already in a movement. If you have followed this journey, your mentality has changed because we all know that the money is a done deal. Our mentality is now, let's uplift humanity, right? Let's bring hope to the unforgotten. That is our mentality. As long as we keep it, Onpassive will be held far, far above the sky. And trust me, when you pass and say, I'm a founder somewhere, you say, wow, these people changed my life. These people changed my life. We are changing life, and life we are going to change. Thank you, my great leaders. Thank you for letting me talk. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Dr. Passion. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, you man can come and where they move my hair now.
Thank you. Actually, Onpassive আমাদের এই সুযোগ করে দিয়েছে যে সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের সাথে একটা কমিউনিটি বা বন্ধুত্ব হওয়ার যে সুযোগ হয়েছে, এবং Onpassive এর মাধ্যমে আজকে আমরা তখন Onpassive থেকে আমরা টাইম ফ্রিডম এবং আর্থিক ফ্রিডম দুটোই পাবো। এবং আশা করি সারা পৃথিবীর মানুষের সাথে আমরা ফিজিক্যালি এবং আমরা সারা পৃথিবী মুভ করতে পারবো এবং ফিজিক্যালি সবার সাথে দেখা করতে পারবো, এবং আমাদের ভিতরে যে ফ্রেন্ডশিপ ডেভেলপ করেছে, উই উইল বি এন্টারটেইনড বাই এনি অফ দ্য ফাউন্ডার্স। Now, Anup Kumar, I am going very quick. 2 more questions. Anup Kumar Das from Bangladesh. আমি আনমিউট করেছি, আপনাকে আনমিউট অপশন দিয়েছি, আপনি কুইক কোশ্চেন করবেন যদি।
Hi, good evening to all the respected guests here and the big leaders I have seen. I'm very happy that we are seeing you in our Bangladesh webinar. And this all the credit goes to Mr. Sushanto, Engineer Sushanto. Thank you very much. We have seen you in the last webinar also, in our corporate webinar. And actually my question is, let's say that we have a baby founder. When the announcement will become, then they can do only the subscription fee. Other than that, they cannot do work. How their profit is generated in their wallet? If anyone can explain this.
Is there anyone to explain his question? There is a foundership for a child.
Sure. As I said earlier, it was actually totally in the presentation. The first thing going from here, the first thing is paying that activation fee. Now, if you pay the full activation fee, and as we said, we are using an example. This was just for example purposes. So for example, it's $300 for the full activation fee. Now, if you buy a product, that is going to be a different scenario. But the full activation fee, say it is approximately $300. You are going to be a customer, because the $300 also include products, all the products. So customer, reseller, because you have to be a reseller in order to sell the products to get money. You are going to get your own website, because it's a digital company mainly. So people have to come somewhere to get your products to buy. So you are going to get a website for that activation fee also. Your OBS, which is Onpassive Business Solution, that is included in that activation fee. Your domain name, whether you use the domain name from Onpassive, which is a default domain name, or you choose a domain name to use. If you can remember, Ashmafari did show us somewhat how that is going to kind of look in terms of you have the default, then you click on the next one, which you have a domain name that you want to use, that you have you have thought about, you have prayed about, you have dreamed about, or whatever, you want to use that one, then you click on the second one to use that one. Or you maybe have a domain name from another business that you're not using in that business anymore. Emphasis on not using in that business anymore, but you still have the rights to that domain name. You can port it into Onpassive and use it as your domain name in Onpassive for your Onpassive business. Branding, which means you're going to be branding yourself. Onpassive is going to be branding you. All of that is also included. Marketing, Onpassive is going to market for you. Is going to do all the heavy lifting. Remember that was said? So all of the heavy lifting, Onpassive is going to do that for you, which is sales funnel, landing pages, autoresponders, all of those good stuff. All of that is embedded in marketing. And of course, approximately 5 billion people watching at World Cup will be actually seeing Onpassive on those month of football, World Cup football. So that is a major marketing that Onpassive is undergoing for your behalf, on our behalf. Dubai marketing, all of these things is totally geared towards lifting and building your business, my business, our business. Targeted traffic is also included in that 300 that you pay to activate your account. You don't have to do anything. You can be passive, but if you choose to be active, you can also share your link with others. Also, customer service. So all of these things are included in that one time out of pocket and then out of profits. So all of that is included. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Dear participants, আমরা actually আমাদের সময় শেষ হয়ে গেছে, আমরা ওভার দ্য টাইম রান করছি আর কন্টিনিউ করা সম্ভব হচ্ছে না। Now I request Jeffrey Morlock, please, if you summarize the whole webinar in a few minutes. Over to Jeffrey Morlock.
Let me get that. You want me to summarize the webinar in a few minutes?
Yeah, because you should summarize the topic based on different species. So you can few words or so that it can be concluded.
Gotcha. Well, my portion of it was just talking about how we were changing the lives of many people in the world, not just those of founders and those that founders know, but we're actually doing a lot of things. The first way was by driving the economic evolution globally. We're doing that through Onpassive. We're doing that through the digital ecosystem. But even more than that, we're also doing that because we've got a lot of data centers. We've got innovation labs. We have physical products that are coming out. That's on top of, beside of, and other than all the digital stuff that we've got going on. So we're driving the economic evolution of the world through everything that we're doing and the massivity of our platform. The second way that I talked about was by lifting humanity, and we're doing that with heart, right? We're raising the human condition, and that is through our vision statement that says that we're going to have the effect of being a global stimulus plan, and that is actually worked out and through primarily the founders, through our sharing of the abundance that we're going to have, and also through Onpassive that's going to be sharing that abundance in a very massive way as well, not to mention through the products and Obless and many other ways, so that we can make sure that we have a massive global decentralization of a lot of wealth that gets spread out over humanity so that we can share it and give those that have less than us a little bit of what we've got too. And the third thing that I talked about was the lifting of the human consciousness, raising human consciousness. And we had some folks kind of expand a little bit on that, talking about, getting the love out there, getting the feeling. And basically what we're saying in that is that just like a just like a magnetic field is generated around an iron core when you apply electrical current to it, we have within our heart and our body here, you know, through our emotions, we have a field that is generated around us, and it is a power that can touch lives. And that's what we're doing with Onpassive to raise human consciousness. What we really want to do is to get our minds off of ourselves, get it onto others, and start thinking about how we can help other people and lift them up in life. And that's how Onpassive is going to be raising the consciousness as well. And we've also got lots of prayer, lots of meditation, lots of people that work with these energies. And we have a lot of those going on in Onpassive as well. And these members are very committed every day, holding up, you know, Mr. Mufar and the founders and Onpassive as a whole in prayer and meditation. And those are the three things basically I spoke about.
Thank you, Jeffrey Morlock. Jeffrey Morlock কিন্তু আবার সামারাইজ করে বলেছেন যে সারা পৃথিবী থেকে দারিদ্রতা দূর করতে হলে আমাদের যে ইকোনমিক্যাল রেভলিউশন, অর্থনৈতিক যে রেভলিউশন সেটা দরকার, এবং অর্থনৈতিক রেভলিউশন পেতে হলে সেটা অনপ্যাসিভের পক্ষে সম্ভব, কারণ অনপ্যাসিভ হ্যাজ এ স্ট্রং টেকনোলজি, সো মেনি প্রোডাক্টস, যার মাধ্যমে অর্থনৈতিক যে রেভলিউশন বা মুক্তি সেটা আমরা পেতে পারি। তারপর হচ্ছে হিউম্যানিটির কথা বলেছেন, এবং এগুলোর মাধ্যমে অনপ্যাসিভ থেকে আমাদের অ্যাবান্ডেন্স প্রচুর আমরা ওয়েলদি হতে পারি। তারপরে লাস্ট উনি বলেছেন হিউম্যান কনসাসনেস, অর্থাৎ মানুষের যে সচেতনতা, এবং সেই সচেতনার মধ্যে আমাদের যে প্রেয়ার আছে, লাভ আছে, সবকিছু মিলিয়ে উই ক্যান ডু এনিথিং অর এভরিথিং থ্রু অনপ্যাসিভ। Now I request Akram Hossain for formal vote of thanks to our speakers, guests, and attendees. Over to SM Akram Hossain, please.
Thank you so much, Engineer Sushanto, and also thanks all the great leaders, founders, and also the participants, today's webinars. It is really we are passing really the great moment at this moment. So I personally thanks Engineer Mike and Jeffrey Morlock and Dr. Derek. You are really did great, and that was actually really necessary for our community. So, and also thanks to our other great leaders, Tina, Jean, Dr. Benny, they also did fantastic. So I hope so they who have participated here, their question was very amazing, and it was very necessary for all the community. So they did also the great job, and I hope so. Today's also we have seen that our 1,000 plus participants there, they have enjoyed so much. I hope so that will be great webinars in the next moment also. We are very really the exciting moment. Just September to November, we have many I think many changes in our web, in our back office we will see. So just take and tuned. So thank you so much everyone, so for participants today's webinar. Thank you so much.
Thank you SM Akram Hossain, thank you so much. Jeffrey is here, Jean, Eliva, Dr. Benny, Dr. Derek, Mike. Now you know that our CEO, Honorable CEO, is encouraging the physical event, and by this time we saw some of the physical events across the globe. Jeffrey, you should help us that we are gonna organizing a physical event. Definitely we'll invite our CEO and so many leaders across the globe, and that will be a special cruise ship in the river, and there will be huge crowd. I think the Ash will be with us, having the date and time from Ash and having official permission, then we'll go for that physical event. Definitely I am inviting all of you in advance. The date is not yet declared. Hope having the time from our CEO and the official clearance, official permission to organize this physical event, we'll go for it. So thank you so much for being with us. We normally organize the webinar almost every day. You know, there is a huge number of founders in Bangladesh, but the Friday is a special day for us. We invite so many speakers outside of Bangladesh, because every day we listen or hear our local leaders, to add some extra flavor, we invite our international speakers, and we are really, really grateful to all the speakers and participants from abroad. We are expressing our gratitude to all of you from our core of heart. Thank you so much. Definitely we will meet again in the next Friday. By this time, I am praying for the good health to everybody, sound health to everyone, and good night, everybody. I am unmuting everyone. So we should say our tagline, we are so in it to win it.
We are so in it to win
We are so in it to win it.
Enough love.
Everybody, nice
Dr.
to meet
Benny.
you guys.
Love